Thank you for watching this update to the Economic Injury Disaster Loan online application process for the COVID-19 outbreak. This update was recorded on April 1st, 2020 and includes the process as it exists now. We will walk through the requirements and take a look at the online application form so you are familiar with the process and what's expected of you to apply for a disaster loan. This process may change over time, so please refer to the Small Business Administration and Virginia Small Business Development Center websites for updates or changes to this process. Due to the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Small Business Administration, or SBA, has been authorized to offer assistance to small businesses and nonprofits in the form of operating capital loans referred to as EIDL, for Economic Injury Disaster Loans. These loans are available to any small business or nonprofit that has experienced economic harm due to the COVID-19 outbreak and resulting negative economic impact. If you are unsure whether your business meets the standard of a small business, please refer to the SBA website. But generally, these loans are available to any small business with under 500 employees, small agricultural cooperatives and aquaculture businesses, as well as private nonprofit organizations, regardless of size. These disaster loans are not available for religious organizations, charitable organizations, or gambling concerns, meaning businesses that derive more than 1/3 of their gross revenue from legal gambling activities. The loans have a maximum amount of up to $2 million per business, with an interest rate of 3.75% for businesses and 2.75% for nonprofits. The term of the loan is up to 30 years, with the first payment being deferred for 12 months after the funds are issued. Because the disaster loan is a loan, you will need to provide information about your business in order for the loan processors at the SBA to evaluate your application. This includes the basic financial information for your business over the last 1 to 3 years, including business tax forms and financial statements. You will also need to provide financial statements for any owners with 20% or greater interest in the company, as well as those owners' personal tax forms. Additional information may be required by the SBA to determine your eligibility and amount of the disaster loan for your business, including monthly sales figures showing a drop in sales from the same period last year, or as much as you can provide, expense information to help calculate need, and any other asset, liability, or expense information that helps show your need. The goal of the EIDL loan is to get your business working capital to pay fixed debts, accounts payable, bills, and payroll to help keep your company afloat through the disaster period. These forms can be downloaded from the sba.gov website at the address shown. Loans over $25,000 require collateral. SBA will work with you and will not decline a loan for lack of collateral, but they will require borrowers to pledge what is available. Because of the severity of the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact, the SBA will make reasonable efforts to get to a favorable decision if possible. It's important that you have all your financial and business information available to apply so the process can proceed as quickly as possible. Lack of appropriate information when requested can lead to delays in the approval process. Once you are ready to apply, browse to the covid19relief.sba.gov website to begin the application. The link will take you to the first page of the Streamlined online application process. This process has been simplified to make it faster and easier to get your initial application into the queue to be reviewed. We will now walk through the information required to submit the Streamlined application form. Please note, after you submit this form, you may be required to provide additional documentation, including the financial information and tax information mentioned before. It is prudent to have that information ready so that when the SBA processor contacts you, there is no delay in providing the necessary information. The top of page 1 on the website explains the process you will follow. Notice the icons along the top of the page. These will show you where you are in the process. Scroll down and select the appropriate entity verification for your business. Read the selections carefully to make sure you choose the correct one. Scroll down to read and select the eligibility questions. If you are not able to select them all, then the applicant is considered not eligible for the EIDL. Once you have finished, click Continue to move to page 2 of the application. Page 2 will ask you for information about your business. Again, notice the icon at the top of the page letting you know where you are in the application process. In the first section, fill in the required information including legal name, trade name, employee identification number of the company, or Social Security number if you're a sole proprietor. Also, drop down the organization type and select the appropriate organization type for your business. Select whether your business is a nonprofit or a franchise. Enter your total gross receipts for the 12-month period prior to January 31st, 2020, as well as the cost of goods sold for the same period. Notice the red bar and/or asterisk that indicates required information in certain fields. You must fill in all the required fields before you can move to the next page. Scroll down and enter any lost rents due to the disaster for rental property, if applicable. If you're a nonprofit, enter the cost of operations, combined annual operating expenses for secular social services provided for the 12-month prior to January 31st, 2020, as well as secular social services provided if you are a faith-based entity, if that is applicable to your business. Enter any compensation from other resources received as a result of the disaster, as well as a brief description of those sources. Scroll down and enter the primary address for the business. Please use a street address, not a P.O. box. Then the city, state, and zip code as well. Please provide the business phone and any alternate business phone number you would like, and/or a business fax number, as well as the business email address for your business. Scroll down and enter the date when the business was established and when the current ownership began. Then select the general business activity and detailed business activity under the category. Finally, enter the number of employees as of January 31st, 2020. When you have filled in all required fields, click Next to move on to page 3. Page 3 will allow you to enter the business owner's information, starting with whether this business is owned by another business entity. If so, select Yes. If not, select No. List the first owner's first and last names and a mobile telephone number. Scroll down to enter an email address for this owner, the owner's Social Security number, birth date, place of birth, and whether he or she is a U.S. citizen. Please also enter a residential street address with city, state, and zip code. If there are additional owners with 20% or more interest in this business, click the Add Additional Owner button and enter the previous information for that owner or owners. Add as many owners as are needed who have a 20% or more interest in the business. When you have completed all data entry, click the Next button to move to page 4. Scroll down to answer some additional information regarding your situation and eligibility. Check Yes or No to each question on the right. Below that, if you received assistance in completing the application, whether you paid a fee for the service or not, you must enter the person's name, company, phone number, street address, city, state, and zip code, as well as the fee they charged, if any. If you wish to allow the SBA to discuss your application with that person, select Yes below in the checkbox, or No if you do not wish the SBA to be allowed to talk to that person about your application. Continue scrolling. As of the passing of the CARES Act in March 2020, you can request a $10,000 advance as part of your loan application. If you would like to request this advance, check the box and enter your bank name, account number, and routing number where you would like the advance to be transferred if it is approved. The SBA processor may have additional information about the timing of the advance once your application is being reviewed. The next section is a series of acknowledgments and certification statements. Please read these carefully and click the checkbox as appropriate to accept the terms and certifications stated. Once you've completed the acknowledgments and certifications, you may click Next to move on to page 5, the summary. Page 5 is a summary of the information you have entered on the previous pages. Double-check the information that you entered to make sure it's complete and accurate. If you need to edit any information, simply click the Edit button in the upper right of each section and adjust that information. When you are confident the information is accurate, select the reCAPTCHA "I am not a robot" checkbox, and when it's ready, click the Submit button at the bottom of the page. This will submit your application information to the SBA. After you submit your application, you will see a confirmation page acknowledging your submission and providing you with a confirmation number. Write this number down and keep it in a safe place. It is also advisable to print the page if possible as a good reference for the confirmation number and the email address you used on the application. That is the email address that will be used by the SBA loan processor to contact you to request further information or ask questions about your application. If you need assistance or have inquiries about your application, you can contact the SBA directly from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week at the Disaster Customer Service Center. You can call 800-659-2955 to speak with a representative. Please keep in mind, due to the severity of the pandemic, operators may be very busy and you may experience long wait times. Please try and be patient. They will get to you as quickly as they are able. Alternately, you can email the SBA at disastercustomerservice@sba.gov. If you or someone you know is deaf or hard of hearing, they can also access the Service Center using Relay at 800-877-8339. If you would like additional assistance in preparing for the loan application process or have questions, you can also contact your local Small Business Development Center. The Virginia SBDC Network has centers all over Virginia ready to assist you with information on the disaster loans, other financial assistance programs, resources, and tools to assist you during the outbreak. You can also schedule a no-cost one-on-one virtual appointment with an SBDC advisor in your area. Please visit the Virginia SBDC Network website at www.virginiasbdc.org/COVID to get contact information for your local center.